On this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly, the senior checkout process and a teacher's boat business. All this and more coming up next. Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. I'm your host, Dominic Liacani. Seniors are approaching the last final few busy weeks of high school. Chris gives you the details on final exams and the end-of-the-year checklist before heading off to college.
The school year is coming to an end, which means final exams are approaching. However, seniors will be finishing school earlier than the underclassmen, with some important dates and times coming up for all students.
The final exam for senior, they're going to take place on May 25th and May 26th. So that's going to be a week earlier than our freshmen and sophomores and juniors. So for senior, we're going to follow the same class schedule, on that Tuesday and Wednesday. So on Tuesday, it's going to be periods 1 through 4. Those are the class final that you guys will take. And then periods 5 through 8 on the 26th. So again, it'll be from 7:25 to 12:20 for each of those days. So you guys will be released at the same time. For the underclassmen final, they're going to be the following week, and those will take place June 1st to June 4th. And so those final exams are going to be spread across 4 days. They're going to be a mix of some days you'll have 2 finals and then you'll have 2 classes. So really, I would have those students refer to the final exam schedule, which is posted on the NEQA website.
Graduation for seniors is almost here, which means the senior checkout process has begun with some important materials you need to do before enjoying and moving on to your future endeavors.
So for our senior, their main resource really should be our senior class website that we have created for them this year. They can find the link off the student splash page. On there, there's a really helpful graphic that's called Gateway to Graduation, and that will show the students all the steps that they need to complete before we are all at the Barbaro Stadium on May 28th. So something that seniors can be doing right now is the senior survey, and that link is live on the website, so seniors should go there right now and complete that survey. The next step will be the senior checkout days, which will be on the 25th and the 26th. And then on the 26th, senior will pick up their cap and gown. And then on the 27th, all seniors should clear out their schedule for that day. The 27th will be the required graduation practice. All seniors must attend that practice if they want to go to graduation. And then, of course, graduation will be on May 28th at the Barbaro Stadium.
For more information about final exams, be sure to check out nvhs.ipsd.org. And for the senior checkout process, be sure to check out nequastudent.org for more upcoming news. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Chris Baumgartner.
Each year, graduating seniors leave behind a class gift as a way of improving NEQA for future students. Ashley has the info on this year's senior class gift.
After quite a different year than normal, the class of 2021 Student Council is preparing for the end-of-the-year celebrations and activities. Typically, one of these end-of-the-year events is selecting what the class gift will be. Examples of past class gifts can be found all around NEQA, from the plasma screens to the stadium entrance. However, due to the unusual circumstances for this year, the plan for a potential gift looks a little different.
Since last year, junior year is one of the biggest fundraising years for our senior class gift, as well as the start of senior year, and that was mostly online and not well prepared for because it was kind of last minute and no one really saw it coming. A lot of our major and most important fundraisers were canceled, or we weren't really able to do them as successfully as we were in the past. So most of our the majority of our funds for the class gift have come from things like Candygram fundraisers, freshman and sophomore year. And while those were really fun and they were successful fundraisers, that didn't leave a lot in terms of financial room for a class gift, especially compared to the last few years.
As the Student Council sponsors, along with the Parent-Teacher Association, look for areas to allocate funds for a potential class gift, there are still ways that Wildcats can help out.
If you reach out to Miss Cahill, who is kind of the main person in charge of the class gift this year, if you reach out to her by email, I'm sure we can also set some sort of last-minute fundraiser up to hopefully boost our funds.
Rather than a traditional class gift, the money already collected could possibly go towards a donation to a charity, or it could serve as a boost for the class of 2022's class gift. Either way, while it may look different, it is still something Wildcats can be proud of. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Ashley Robinson.
Looking forward to next year's 2021-2022 school year, us Wildcats are looking for a year that brings us back to normality. Cameron shares the details on how next year's school year may look.
I think that we can all agree that this pandemic has really affected our day-to-day lives. One thing that hit us the hardest during this pandemic has been missing out or not being able to experience major life events like before.
So for the fall, we are planning for a normal school year, a normal school day, an 8-period day. A lot of that will depend on what the CDC comes out with as far as rules and regulations, and then also what our school board tells us that we can or cannot do here at the school. So as far as what would school look like, as far as 6 feet apart, masks, etc., that's a tough one to answer because that will be based on the guidelines that the CDC puts out and that our school board gives to us. So I do not know that answer right now.
We have high hopes that next school year will reintroduce our regular routine.
And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Cameron Singer.
There are many teachers here at Neuqua that do interesting things outside of school. Gianna shares something you may not know about Dr. Fuse, a physics teacher here at Neuqua.
With school during the week and fishing on the weekends, Dr. Fuse is pretty busy.
I have a fishing charter boat business, so I take people fishing on Lake Michigan. So it's a 35 and a half foot boat, and I take crews of up to 6 people out, salmon and trout fishing. So we do that from April through October.
Many of the skills used when teaching in the classroom can be translated when teaching fishing on the charter boat.
I think that it helps because dealing with students, you know, you're explaining everything all the time. You're showing, you're doing things, and so that they can do them the way you do them, you know, that kind of thing. And on the boat, it's constantly teaching people. And in fact, a lot of people will book trips, fishermen who know what they're doing, just because that's the reason they're going. They want to learn, okay, you're doing this professionally. What should I be doing on my boat so I could catch more fish?
Although Dr. Fuse did not have the intentions of starting a business when he purchased his boat, the successes he's experienced in this industry have been extremely rewarding.
But my favorite part is probably when I get people out there that haven't done it a lot and get to the experience. Or I would say at least once a week, somebody catches the biggest fish they've ever caught in their life out on my boat. And that's awesome.
Best of luck to Dr. Fuse as he continues his fishing season for the rest of this year. And for Wildcat Weekly, I'm Gianna Potasic.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Wildcat Weekly. Have a great weekend, Wildcats.